Ian, another pre-season test today against some top-level young players. What did you make of it?
I thought it was a really good exercise. We obviously went into the game and we're getting that a little bit closer now to the Barrow game. So I've always spoke about being ready for Barrow. So going into the game, it's so important that we got our defensive organisation in and our attacking patterns in, and we wanted to go and win the game because we've got to get used to winning games of football now. So after 75 minutes I thought we'd done that outstandingly well. The only times they threatened once or twice in the first half, which was really good bits of play from them, but I thought the shape was really good. And then second half they had a couple of opportunities, but only from our turnovers and our mistakes. But for that 75 minutes when we had that core of players on the pitch, I thought there was some really good stuff. We created a lot of chances, had a lot of shots, so it was really positive.
It was positive, yeah. So another positive was obviously the fans, back in front of the fans at Prenton Park. How much of a boost was it to have them behind us today?
Yeah, it's always great to have the fans here. The fans here are brilliant, so the players have got to get used to the demands of them as well, because they demand from you. So it's good to have them here. For some of the new players, it's the first time they've experienced them, so it's good to have that exposure for them on the pitch and getting used to that. So fans were great again, and like I say, it's that balance. We wanted to go and win the game, but after 75 minutes you've got to also make sure you manage injuries as well, because the last thing we want now is to pick up injuries. But the players done great today, and what you've got to be aware of as well, people are saying that they were a young team, but there was Holgate who's Premier League experience, and I think there was another 8 players in their team who were League One experience and above, so they have got league exposure, that team. It's not like playing just an under-21s who are brand new, fresh out the box. So it was a good test for us. So we knew we had to work on our defensive shape, but turnovers and attacking patterns, and like I say, I'm just picturing how it looks towards Barrow now, and thought there was some really good stuff.
That's true, yeah. So obviously you mentioned the new players, and they were able to get a taste of having the fans behind them. Obviously, how do you feel those players like Jake Leake and Joe Yarney are bedding into the team?
Yeah, I think it's been a good transition from them into the team. They still need a little bit of work on the understanding and that, but for first impressions and first exposure, some really good positive moments for them. And I think when you look at a player, when you sign them, and you're always analysing it, thinking, has this been the right thing to do? And 100% the 2 players look like they're going to fit in really well to the group. Not only the good players, the good people as well. It's so important we get that good characters in there, and the 2 of them done really well.
Yeah, another summer signing, but obviously a familiar face, Connor Jennings on the score sheet on his return to Prenton Park, obviously as well. How impressed have you been with his performances in the central position this pre-season so far?
Connor Jennings can play anywhere. Connor Jennings is one of them players that you could go and ask him to play in goal and he'll still be the best player on the pitch. He's just got one of them mentalities that's very rare in football, where he can just go and adopt any position and give it his all. He's an unbelievable signing for us for so many different reasons, especially being a top player, and he's a constant threat. He's aggressive in the box and a really good focal point for us. So like I say, he's one of them players. He might play there, he could play anywhere else, but he's a key member of the group.
Definitely, yeah. So there's obviously a few lads who were injured as well who got back on the field today. How much of a positive is it having them back with the season coming closer?
Yeah, I spoke to people at the end of the game. So you got the likes of Brad Walker, who's on his return, and he's been working really hard in training, but there's nothing like game exposure. You get different footballing movements as opposed to small-sided games and 11v11 in training. It's more realistic, so that 30 minutes for him is going to be so important on his road to recovery. Chris Merry's coming back in. I know he's playing in an unfamiliar position, but he's getting some minutes in and getting closer to game speed. But like I say, the group's in a good place at the moment mentally. We know where we're at the moment, so we know we need to get to for Barrow. Whenever there, even when we're there, we're always trying to improve and develop, but it's positive signs.
Yeah, and another tough week of pre-season ahead now before the final test of Wigan back here next Friday. How do you feel the squad are gearing up for that Barrow game to start the league campaign?
Yeah, like I say, it's a process, so we're getting into the serious pre-season games now. We've got Blackpool on Tuesday, and then we've got Wigan in our final one on Friday. We potentially might have an in-house game with ourselves on the Tuesday. Like I say, we'll just make sure that we're ready for that Barrow game, and we've always got that in mind. So what we're doing, and the biggest message you can get out there is that in the pre-season, if this was a league game and we wanted to win at all costs, we wouldn't make any subs, but that goes into risking the players' injuries with the overexposure to them. So getting ready for Barrow is first and foremost on our minds.